We came here in '74. We had children that went to high school here, and then our grandchildren graduated from the new high school, which is really nice. We're real proud of that facility. But when we moved here in '74, that's 40 years ago, and there has not been a new elementary school built here during that period of time.
We have several smaller campuses where the buildings are out of date, they're dilapidated, a Band-Aid patchwork, so to speak. It's not that the school district doesn't want to fix those problems. It's that a lot of the times you've patched it, you've fixed it so many times that at some point you just have to say, it's time, we've got to do something, we've got to start over.
The buildings were all done by a local architect back in the late 50s, early 60s, and did really, really good work. And the school's done a fantastic job maintaining those buildings through the years. They've held up very well. They're very well done. The reality is they're just ending they're into their life cycle.
They're not unsafe at this point, but they're deteriorating buildings. I mean, they've been there a long time.
They are doing a great job trying to keep everything up, but you can only put so many Band-Aids on.
Education has come so far in figuring out what kind of environments kids best learn in, the environments they thrive in, and the old classroom model is not meeting those needs.
My name is William Higgins. I've been teaching pre-K at William Gay Early Childhood Center for 4 years now. One thing that a new building would benefit us mostly for would be more room and space for these guys to get around and move around. They like to move, they like to dance, and we run into a little bit of space concerns at times.
Currently we have a wait list here. We have a large wait list for the 3-year-olds, and then we also have a wait list for the 4-year-olds. So this is going to be able to free up other buildings in the district for those 3-year-old children, and to be able to provide that education that's so important and so critical at this young age.
My name is Cindy Clark. I teach pre-K at Jefferson Early Childhood Center.
And my name is Joanne Hell, and I teach preschool at Jefferson Early Childhood Center. Our school right now is a great school, but we don't have room for a lot of the things that we want to do. If it's cold or rainy, we all have to go to the cafeteria. And so just having a school with a lot more rooms to be able to have an art room, a gym would just be great.
Just to be able to have new equipment and more fun stuff for the kids to do outside will be exciting.
Okay, me llamo Sandra Sánchez y trabajo para las escuelas públicas de McAlester. Este es mi segundo año. I'm an ELL teacher's assistant, and I love working with the kids I have. Just as right now, we just work in the library. The kids sit on the floor. Sometimes I give them lists of old papers to work and write on. So writing with the pencil on the carpet, you know, that's hard.
Hi, my name is Kelly Hampton, and I teach kindergarten at William Gay Early Childhood Center here in McAlester. Here at William Gay, we have a boiler system still, and so it would just be fantastic if we could have central heat and air. It would be really nice to have more electrical outlets. Like right now we only have 2 in each room, and so it would be nice to be able to hook everything up, especially with the new technology that's coming our way.
We are trying to upgrade technology in our whole school system.
Being a part of PTO, I see firsthand that computers are old, they're outdated, they shut down, and having the new technology for the kids, and especially the initiative they're trying to plan, would help them so much with their academic achievements.
We need to see that our children have the same technology with other children in the rest of the state and the rest of the United States.
As everybody that's out there knows, kids love technology, but more importantly, kids learn a lot with technology, and there's a lot of things that teachers can do across the district that will enhance students' learning so that they'll be more college and career ready.
I think it's awesome that the kids are going to have the opportunity to start their technology young. The fact that they can start at preschool to learn things that will carry all the way through college.
They need that technology. We need to be on top of it.
Well, your greatest fear as an administrator or a teacher is a day whenever a tornado might come through. It's always scary when you have drills. You walk down that hallway and it just sort of sends chills down you, and you just pray that it would never happen.
I work all over the country on projects, and I can tell you if there's ever a feature in a building in an area that is needed. It's a safe room structure in Oklahoma. We're putting in new safe rooms. This facility is no different. We'll have a large multi-purpose room. We'll be able to contain all the students in the building.
It does comfort me to know that not just the children, but also the faculty will be safe.
And it will send the message that we do value you as a group of people, and we understand that you're the future of our community.
With no school funding in 1919, Mr. J.G. Puterbaugh, who we all know did so much for this community early on and still does through his foundation, said there is one way that we can build a building, and it's through a bond. And he said this building will be one that will rival any in the state for its beauty and its modern equipment. 95 years later, we are proposing another bond election to you. And this building is going to be a building that's going to meet the needs for future generations. This building is amazing. It's going to house kindergarten and first grade both. There are 28 classrooms, for 14 for kindergarten kids and 14 for first graders. And then of course there's more classrooms for special services, speech pathology and occupational therapy. We have a special room that's just for reading. We have a media center. It's an open center. And so when you walk through and flow through from the kindergarten to the first grade classrooms, you walk through there. We have a nice multi-purpose room, which of course is a storm shelter. We also have a music room because, you know, we feel that that's extremely important. Down both the aisles of the kindergarten and the first grade center are different areas for them to come out and do art. It's really an amazing building. It really meets the needs of how kids learn these days.
It's on 2 major thoroughfares, and the site aesthetically is just awesome because it has this beautiful view to the west and to the south that you feel like you're out in the country because all you see is you know, grassy valley and wooded hill, and yet you're still in town. So it's kind of a nice little bonus that you don't get in every new school project.
This is a big step for McAlester Public Schools, but it's time that we took that step. And it's going to take the support from all of you to make that happen.
I think that everyone that live in the community should have the desire for our children to be well educated and to have the buildings and the environment that they need.
If we really want to be the kind of leaders in this community, in the state, in this country, then we have to put our efforts and our resources into education.
You know, one thing that some people aren't aware of is that it takes 60% of the voters to pass this bond issue, or any bond issue for that matter.
It's called a supermajority vote, I believe is the term for it. And it is the only thing that I'm aware of that requires a 60% vote. So it can't be 51, it can't just be over half. It has to be 60%, and that's very, very important.
When a community is considering a project like this, I mean, there's always a cost, and you can't get around that.
The way that school districts build projects or build buildings like this all across the state and across the country is by funding them with property taxes. That's the way it works, and that's the way we're doing it here in our school district, and the only way you can.
One of the things you look at is, yes, you do have a tax increase, but currently we have no bonds on, so we're paying 0% at the moment for bonds.
I think at some point, even if your taxes are affected, you have to look at it from the perspective of a common good. With anything that you're going to build, implement, change, you have to take that financial burden into consideration.
If we don't do this, we are not providing the opportunity for this community to grow and prosper. If we do this, we will see industry come here, we will see businesses flourish, we will see this hospital become the regional hub that it deserves to be. But most importantly, the people in this community deserve the best education in this country.
We're going to have to face up to the fact that nothing comes free. There are no free rides. We've got to pay for our children to have good schools. If it has to come from property taxes, then we need to just take that responsibility and go forward.
This is just a wonderful opportunity for us as citizens of this community to invest in our youngest citizens.
Look at what you're investing in. I mean, you're investing in children's lives. How do you put a dollar amount on that? I mean, really, if you think about it, are they not worth an extra $100 a year? To know that the kids from now on in McAlester Public School District are going to have access to technology, are going to have a state-of-the-art building where they can be safe.
And our children are the foundation of this community, and our future lies with these children. It's our responsibility as citizens to provide them the best education, the best facilities, and the best technology to improve their life for the future.
There's a Chinese proverb that I loved. The first time I heard it, I thought, this is beautiful, and I think if we could think like this more often as a culture, as a society, as a community, we'd be so much better off down the road. It's one generation plants the trees and another gets the shade.
So if your landscape looks like old and worn, that to me shapes how you perceive your future. So if you give them something new and beautiful, does that not open up a whole world for them? Oh my goodness, you know, what a gift to be able to give them.